Well, Merry Christmas, everyone, and a Happy New Year. I apologize for our 15 dedicated listeners. I take sole responsibility. This episode was supposed to get out just before Christmas, but with everything that happened over the holidays, things got a little busy. And therefore, we present to you Strikes Our Fancy Christmas Belated. We'll be back to our regular schedule of every other Tuesday of the month, starting with this one, our first of 2023. Thanks so much, as always, for listening. Hope you enjoy.
It's a little early, but I do hear the distinct sounds of tippy-tapping on the roof. And what's that coming down your chimney? It's Santa, with a gift of an episode of Strikes Our Fancy, here for you for an early Christmas. Hi, welcome to Strikes Our Fancy. I'm one of your hosts, Carolyn Craig. Along with me today I have...
Felice Navicaleb.
And I'm the ghost of Christmas past, Rob.
And we have longtime listener and once upon a time guest host...
I got nothing. I'm Robert. Yeah, Robert, back for another episode of this wonderful
Robbing
podcast.
around the Christmas tree.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Not creative at all.
I gave you ample warning. Didn't we talk about this afternoon?
We did.
You had plenty of time. No excuse. But no, if you haven't been able to tell, we're obviously going to be talking about Christmas this episode. We had a great time talking with Carrie about Halloween and reminiscing, and so we thought that'd be fun to do for Christmas as well, as we're recording like 2 days before this goes out. So the holidays are right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you. I'm in like family panic mode, is like there's so much stuff happening. How about you guys?
Not really. Which we did find out that we are hosting Christmas this year.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. You just found that out and you're saying you're not panicking?
We're just not gonna panic. We'll
Cool, calm,
make,
and collected.
Yeah, we'll make some food.
Don't panic in Christmas on.
Right. We'll have everybody over. It'll be great. I've got a Christmas playlist of movies ready to go. So we're just gonna have everyone over, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it.
How many folks is that? Like, how many people usually rock around the Rob's Christmas tree?
About 15.
Ooh, are they staying at your house?
No, God, no.
Oh, okay.
That's where the panic starts.
Yeah, no, they're coming for a couple of hours. We're gonna have dinner. We might have, all the kids open a present.
Yeah, and then you get to kick them out.
And then everybody goes home. Yep, out in the cold. You're done.
But how about Caleb, Robert? What are you guys doing this holiday?
Now newly married, it's interesting having the double family effect of I was with my wife's family this past weekend, and then thankfully my family's a lot smaller and a lot less hectic. So that will be on actual Christmas Day over at my family's farm over in South Dakota. So
Craig, can you attest? Is that less hectic?
No. Yeah, no. The swing side of things are always a little crazy.
I'll give you a tip. Set the precedent early that you only do one Christmas every year.
But that's more gifts for me if I do both.
That's true.
But also more giving. It's a give and take.
That's usually a lot of money, sir.
We aren't the aunt and uncle to give out for these kids.
And how about you, Caleb?
I might have a family of shift workers. So we hardly ever celebrate on the day.
Yeah.
So we're celebrating in January.
Nope.
So on Christmas Day, I'll be celebrating watching Doctor Who Christmas specials by myself.
Well, hold on a second. So I know really early in the season is Diwali, and then I think it's Ramadan, and then Hanukkah, and then Christmas and New Year's. Are there any holiday denominations that happen in January that you can claim you're celebrating together?
No idea.
Second Boxing Day?
Yeah.
Second
Yeah, there you
Boxing
go.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, technically, it's my nephew's first birthday.
There you go.
But everybody's going to get a gift that day.
Yeah. It's everybody's birthday.
Exactly. Well, you're in the midst of Christmas extravaganza yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, so we've done Christmas 1 of 5 between
Holy shit.
Yeah, between in-laws, my immediate family, and some friends events. Like there's a lot of Christmas going on this year for Carrie and I.
No wonder you're in panic.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. And we're hosting a good chunk of it.
Ugh.
Yeah. But is there anything else anyone wanted to say about like current year Christmas?
I'm really excited for the gift I'm giving my 6-month-old nephew.
Oh, yeah?
I've got him two little teethers of an N64 controller and a GameCube controller.
Awesome.
I've helped his mom out, my sister out playing some Sunshine, and I made the joke casually of like, well, Mom, I want a controller. So I tested him out. I yoinked on those joysticks pretty hard, and I don't think he's going to be able to rip them off. So.
Teaching the next generation early that it's the controller's problem. It's
Yep.
the controller's fault.
Yep.
Take your anger out there.
See, enjoy that while it lasts, because my older niece and nephew are at that age where they expect actual cooler gifts.
Oh.
I can't just go to the dollar store and pick up something quick.
I miss the days where, nieces and nephews, so you could get them like a rubber ball, and that was it. That's all you needed to do.
It was a $13 thing at Dollar General,
Yeah.
and that's all I had to get. No, I bought my older nephew Spider-Man for his PS5. I think he's going to flip out.
Nice.
So I'm pretty excited to give it to him.
That'll be good.
I still think kids don't deserve PS5s. There are still adults who don't have one.
Agreed.
Right here.
Yep.
Well, but I don't know if I'm the weird one in the throwback, but I feel like kids, if I had kids, I would give them my old consoles and say well, this is what video games are right now. You don't know any different. I can give you my N64 and that's all you know.
But if they're going to school, they got their boys, and they can be like, we have the new PS5, and they're just like, I got the PS4 right now.
Just give them all the games that there are remakes of. So they play Smash Bros. And they hear about their friends playing Smash Bros. And they just think it's the same game.
That sounds like something Rob would
Who the hell is Shulk?
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, we just keep all of our old consoles hooked up to the TV, and it's if you want to play, some Wii games, throw them on. You want to play
Nice.
Super NES? Want to play Zombies Ate My Neighbors? It's already plugged in.
Nice.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. Did any of you guys ever get a console for Christmas? Because I think did you really?
Yeah,
Yes. That was for my best gift ever from Santa was 4 gigabit bare minimum white Xbox 360.
But he got the job done.
It did.
What came with it? What games?
I couldn't tell you.
Oh,
I was just super excited that there was an Xbox sitting in front of my TV. I'm
Yeah.
like, yes.
Yeah.
Games come later.
In 1994, full 4 years after it came out, I got a Super NES
Wow.
with The Legend of Zelda,
Heck yeah.
and that was awesome. That was the best Christmas ever.
Yeah. I never got a console for Christmas. I think my parents probably thought that was too big of a gift to give
Oh yeah.
for the holidays.
Well, so for us, it would be that. That was a family gift. That was to everybody.
Gotcha.
So it wasn't even yours.
Yeah. Well, that was because at that time, I only had one sister, and she just wasn't that interested in it. So it was to me.
Well, if it was a quote unquote family gift, was it also for Dad? Did he want it just as bad?
He did play some Legend of Zelda, but he wasn't as interested in it as I was.
I think if I had kids, that I would be that kind of gift giver. I'm this is for the family, but it's also something I really wanted.
Yeah. Our Switch was a Christmas gift.
I'm going to take that segue and take on the role of Ghost of Christmas Past.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm curious for you guys, what were the holidays like growing up? Because when I have these kind of conversations with other people, I think I've learned that my family's really weird. And so I kind of want to pick at your guys' family and find out what were the weird things you guys did for Christmas.
Who wants to go first? Yeah,
Illustrious Robert.
I'll take Robert.
Pointing at the guest. Nothing too weird. I think the only thing that would be considered weird for other people was that my dad was in the military, and there were a few Christmases, I believe, where he was deployed. And so Dad wasn't home. So our odd thing that we would do would be to call Dad up, and I don't know what the time difference is when you're in Afghanistan and you're sitting here in New York or Kansas, and be like, "Hi, Dad," and you might be 3 a.m, but he's going to be super chipper and be like, "Hi, kids. The gift is coming. I swear it's not sand."
Might have some sand in it.
Yeah.
Hard to avoid.
Yeah.
Being in the military, I'm sure 3 a.m. you was awake anyway.
True.
Yeah.
True.
But no quirky traditions? No, nothing like that?
Not at all. It's just military.
Okay.
Were you guys allowed to open a Christmas gift on Christmas Eve?
That was depending on how much we begged.
How much you annoyed Mom?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's after Christmas Eve service, it's like, please. And he's like, okay,
Yeah.
but like the smallest one.
We were so
Yeah.
good during church. My family, we had one of the weird things that my mom just kind of decided arbitrarily is we just did a Christmas lasagna every year. Like that was the meal. Instead of doing like the full spread or anything like that, we just always had a Christmas lasagna. And I don't know why.
Does that persist to this day?
I know exactly why. Because in my family, Jody and I do a Christmas chili.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
And it's just because one year you did that, it was really good.
Yeah?
And you just thought, oh, hell, I'll do it again next year. It's
Stuck
fun.
around. Yeah.
And it sticks around.
Huh.
It's your own family tradition. It's
Right,
unique.
yeah. That's how
Yeah.
traditions are made.
Yeah.
You do something one year, you're like, oh, yeah, that was great. I like that. And, you know, it happens when you're young and first together, and
Yeah.
they stick.
So does that one persist to this year? Like, do you guys still do
The chili? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
In fact, Jody will not let us eat chili in December because we have to have Christmas chili. It has to be a special event.
Well, so hold on a second. Is the recipe for Christmas chili the same as regular
It's
chili?
exactly the same.
Don't jazz it up with like green and red like tortilla chips.
No.
There's extra love.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. It's Christmas magic in there.
But what I heard is there's extra withholding.
A little bit, yeah.
But that almost makes me nervous. This idea that like you do something once and people like it, like suddenly it's a tradition and people expect it every year. It's like, well, that makes me not want to. I don't want that kind of responsibility. If I do something fun one year,
You make it sound like the whole family, but it's just Rob and Jody. It's just
I'm talking about in general.
oh, okay.
But you say it's just Rob and Jody and your kids, but like
It's not a tradition until you do it twice.
okay.
So you have to decide that you want to do it again,
Oh.
and then it becomes tradition.
That implies I have any authority with the extended family.
Amen.
So what made you guys continue with the next year? I'm just curious.
There was nothing. It was just,
Yeah.
hey, that was really good what we did last year. Let's do that again.
Yeah. And is that a part of the extended family thing too? Like whenever you host Christmas, is the chili going to be there?
No, so we never actually host Christmas on Christmas.
Okay.
Christmas Day is a family affair. We close all the windows, pull the drapes, and we don't talk to anybody for a day.
It's you, your family, and your presents.
Yep, exactly.
But how about you, Caleb? Anything that like you found out later in life that like, oh, apparently this was weird that we did this for Christmas?
Not really.
No?
I mean, fairly normal. The only reason I asked about the Christmas Eve thing is that, like, I think that's an arbitrary thing that most families sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. I do remember one year specifically, I whined and cried, and I got to open a Christmas present for Christmas Eve.
Nice.
And it was closed, and I was pissed.
Me, I got socks.
It was a shirt, and I was mad, and I bitched and moaned some more, and I opened another one.
Oh my god.
Did your mom like make sure that you got a good one that time?
I don't know. I don't know
what
if she did, but it was a toy, and I was ready for it. So.
Oh, that would not fly at my house. If I had done that growing up, I'm pretty sure my parents would have just thrown all of our presents away.
No more Christmas for you.
Yeah. We did have a pretty weird tradition growing up, though.
Oh, yeah?
Not a lot of people. Well, it's become more popular.
Well, hold on a second. Is this because you like? Is this a Florida thing or is this a you guys thing?
Kind of.
Sounds very hipsterish to me.
Yeah.
So, because we were in Florida, we were close to Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay,
Okay.
which is an amusement park, if you don't know where. And it's open on Christmas Day.
Okay.
So we went there.
Huh.
And back in the 90s, it was a ghost town. I'm surprised that they kept it open for how few people showed up. Nowadays, you go there and it's just like any other day. It is, the lines are 30, 40 minutes to get on any rides, and all the shows are completely packed. It's nuts.
Yeah, that's not happening up here in the north.
No, definitely not.
You don't want to go to Valley Fair on Christmas?
I didn't want to go there after my wedding.
You went to Valley Fair after your wedding?
Yep.
That is awesome. Or not awesome, apparently.
Ugh. All the hype and all my favorite rides were like not as good anymore because I'm older.
You didn't get like a wedding like fast pass or something? No.
No.
I'm now just imagining being on like the Tower of Power, -10 with like 30-mile-an-hour wind, and you're on the one that like sits there for a little while.
And you have to be happy about it.
it.
So, was there anything else besides the Christmas lasagna?
There's the Christmas lasagna. I'm trying to think other like weird quirky stuff. My mom, because I was the youngest of a family of 5, and we were pretty notorious for trying to like shake the presents and figure out like what was in each box.
Mhm.
And so my mom came up with a code system. So rather than writing like 2 blank from mom and dad or 2 blank from Santa, each box just had like a number on it. And like I think it was, I don't know that she ever really did share, but my guess was always that like they were multiples. Like if you had all the gifts that had multiples of 7 on it, that was for one person. All the gifts that had multiples of 9 on it, that was for another.
You
person.
still never figured it out.
I had never really like pushed on her.
Yeah.
But like in the past, when we've been like, Mom, what is the secret? She's like, I'm not telling you.
That is such a so like it wasn't you had all the gifts numbered 5.
No,
Like you'd have like a 21 and
every
49.
gift had a unique number.
That just seems so unnecessarily complicated.
And not only were they in code, they were written super tiny, like in dark parts of the wrapping paper, so that like even if you picked up a box and like tried to find the number, it would be hard to find sometimes. My mom like took the secrecy to a whole other level.
At that point, why not just wait until Christmas Day to put the gifts out?
Yeah,
That is kind of,
yeah, I don't know. And that was never a thing that happened. Like Santa didn't show up. Like the gifts were there for like a week before Christmas.
So I kind of want to ask about this.
That's a weird thing.
Yeah, that's weird. But on the point of like that kind of sneaking a peek, my dad had like little tiny pairs of scissors he'd used to like cut his mustache like to trim. I would steal those and I'd cut slits
Oh,
and I'd
nice.
and then I'd tape it back up. I am damn sure they knew,
Yeah.
but I thought I was being sneaky about it.
Right.
But you also know you knew which presents to go after for that.
I did.
You knew which
They
ones
were labeled clearly because my parents weren't crazy.
Yeah, right. But hold on, I'm getting some flack for like the presents being out early. So quick round the horn. Like, did Santa show up to your guys' house?
Oh,
Was
yeah.
that a thing?
Absolutely.
Until at least 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there were presents under the tree that mom and dad got.
Uh-huh.
And those would be there for about a week. And then Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, there would be a few more presents from Santa.
Okay. Robert?
Yeah, I think it would be like mom and dad's presents, and then me and my sister's presents, and then the indication was any additional presents under the tree the night after, and stockings. The
Okay.
stockings would be
Mhm.
full, and
Yeah.
that was the hint in my head of like, well, Santa's here because the
Gotcha.
stockings are filled.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Okay.
There were presents like similarly, but also extra presents would show up Christmas morning. I think a lot of parents, I think my brother does this, like for his little ones. They're like, the cool, like expensive gifts are from us. I don't want to say the cheap ones, but like the ones of like, so they don't like go to school and be like,
Mhm.
my
Mhm.
Santa got me a PS5 and your Santa got you a doll that
Yeah,
costs
socks.
$5.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like, so they give Santa brings them something of, I don't want to say lesser value. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what we do. Santa brings like clothes and like blankets and maybe like some board games or something. But
I mean, Santa's got to make stuff, and his elf's got to make stuff for everybody. It's not like you can go all out for every kid.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of merchandising deals.
Yeah.
Santa doesn't have like an electronics department. They're not making PS5s at the North Pole.
They're
With
making,
the chips shortage?
Yeah. Or maybe that's why there's a chip shortage because the North Pole's been buying them up.
My mind has been blown.
Okay, so you had kind of mentioned it a little bit before that, like, you could, if you whined enough, you got a gift on Christmas Eve. But like, were your guys' family like hard and fast rule, like, no gifts until Christmas Day because that's when Santa had dropped them off?
No,
Okay.
and it wasn't hard and fast because we were gone on Christmas Day
Okay.
and we left pretty early in the morning, and then we would always go to like a family party Christmas Eve. So sometimes Santa came a little bit early to our house,
Gotcha.
so we'd get home Christmas Eve about midnight, 1:00.
Wow.
Yeah, our parents stayed out late. And sometimes the presents would be there, and we'd open all of our presents then. And I think
At
it really
2 in the morning.
yeah. And I think it really depended on, was there like a friend, like did my parents have a friend who had a key to our house and could put the presents down
Gotcha.
while we were away and they didn't have anything else to do? I don't know.
And you fell for it, Rob.
Every time.
Every time.
Can't lose the magic, Caleb.
Yeah.
I was impressed that Santa was able to get my presents into the mailbox when I went to see my grandma in Arizona. I'm like, how did he get them here? How did he know I was
How did he
here?
know?
How does he know?
Yeah.
How did he know? I don't know if it was because I was the youngest of so many, but like, I don't ever really remember believing in Santa. I always knew our gifts came from my parents, but that also might have been because they did no effort to try and like make it seem like Santa had shown up. The presents were there, and we opened them Christmas Eve. Christmas Day wasn't a thing.
So you're the kindergartner in class being like, who
Santa's
the fuck
not
is Santa? Who is this big guy breaking into your house?
See, I was the sucker. I believed it all the way up until the freshman year of high school.
Nice.
Really?
I was
Keep
like,
that magic
wow,
alive.
that's so crazy that Santa Claus got me and my sister iPod Touches, and then I hear it like my mom whispering in the back, like, "We really should have set those up." You know, ahead of time because it came out of the stocking.
Yeah.
The stocking came from Santa, so I'm like, "Wait a minute,
Yeah.
what?" I'm like 13.
Yeah.
A little bit of your reality cracking.
Yeah, a little bit.
I like the fact that you're 13 years old. None of your friends broke the news to you.
My friends were assholes.
Maybe they were assholes, but maybe they're keeping the magic alive. I don't know.
Appreciate those guys.
Probably by that time they didn't think that he really believed in Santa.
Well, I certainly wasn't bringing the Santa name up at that point.
I mean, we bring it up casually in
Yeah, that's
conversation.
true.
Yeah.
That is weird. That like there's like an age. There's a ceiling where it's like it's just after this you just don't really talk about it anymore.
And it's 13 years old.
Apparently, yeah.
Look, I'll be the baseline.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
All right, I'm taking a poll: natural tree or artificial tree? Like,
Artificial.
I cannot do the work for a natural tree.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, fake tree for life.
Yeah?
Definitely with being military, and you're not going to actually go out and try to find a real tree farm. Fake tree forever.
Okay.
But because I've married into this wonderful family, my wife has been adamant that in our next real house that's not this current rental, we are getting a real tree, Robert. I don't care the price.
Well, here's the thing: if you can like clean up after it a lot, because we had a real tree one year, and there was a lot of like needle droppings and
Yeah.
all this.
It's work.
It was work to like clean up after it and keep it maintained.
Yeah.
My parents said never again, and it was always plastic trees.
Right.
I mean, if you buy like a tall one, they look nice.
I mean, every artificial tree has character.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, oh yeah, you got to position it this way because that branch fell off 20 years ago.
Because of that dang cat.
Yeah.
This side's the money side. But yeah, no, I don't think ever in my life did my family ever do a natural tree. Like it's been artificial for as long as I can remember. But yeah, I kind of am the same mentality as your parents, Caleb. Like it just seems like so much damn work for something that's dying the moment you get it, and then will like be nothing by the end of the season.
See, I'm sure because my dad always had like ideas in his head, like this is what I want to do, and when he achieved it, I don't think he liked it at all.
Nothing like building up that dream in your head just to
Yeah.
be let down.
Because I think he was like, I want a natural tree. I've never had a natural. I think that was in his head.
Oh, yeah?
I want a natural tree, and then it was a lot of work.
Yeah. I would like to have a natural tree, but yeah, I know that I cannot put in the work for it.
I assume that there are places kind of everywhere to get them, but I don't even know where I would get a natural tree around here.
You can get them at Walmart.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh, I just assumed they
I
like-
think you can get them at Hy-Vee.
Oh.
I haven't seen one this year, but I think you can usually.
This is just how unplugged I am from the even idea of getting a natural tree. I would not know where to start.
Wait, you don't have a tree guy?
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. Like there are Christmas tree farms all over the place.
Really? I
Yeah.
have no idea.
My wife's dad used to do it. He's still got the trees. They're now way too big to bring into a house, but like.
So the 1 year you do a natural tree, you'll do it outside like
It's
the
gonna be
Rockefeller Plaza.
huge. Yeah.
It'll be taller than your house.
Speaking of which, I shared a video with Craig of what they did with a 40-foot tree and bringing it into a train station, and the
It's nuts.
2 big pickup trucks pulling this tree in, and people having to run from like the branches spreading out.
Oh my!
It's like they didn't announce that it was happening.
Oh no!
It's like they just, we're bringing the tree in now. Everyone get out of the way.
So, have you guys ever had the Christmas spirit? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Was there ever a moment you guys felt the magic of Christmas? Or is that gone from your lives now?
That's a deep question, Caleb.
Yeah.
The room fell silent.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, I've definitely felt the Christmas spirit before. I mean, I guess what is the Christmas? What does that mean to you?
So, I don't know. I guess an enjoyment of Christmas that is unfulfilled by commercialism.
Huh. But without commercialism, who would tell us what the Christmas spirit is?
I suppose so. I suppose so.
I don't know.
The Bible?
Caleb, are you advocating for a Charlie Brown Christmas?
I got to.
I'm not advocating. I'm just asking if you've had one.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never had like a full Christmas season that's untainted by commercialism.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there have been moments. Probably.
I think that peak Christmas spirit is that 1 second where it's not absolute chaos.
Yeah.
If I can just sit on my couch, look at the tree, and have some calm Christmas music in the background while it's also snowing outside,
Yeah.
let me have that moment.
Is there a hot cup of Joe in your hands? Or is it
Yes.
an alcoholic drink?
Either or.
Well, so Caleb, maybe you need to guide us a little bit. Have you had that? And if so, what was it so we can define our Christmas spirit by yours?
I wonder if it's different for everybody,
Yeah?
honestly. I don't know. I'm just saying like a moment of peace in the
Mhm.
Christmas season, really. I think that's what I'm looking for.
Huh. For most of my life, I have been a Scrooge. I am not a big fan of Christmas, if I'm being honest. To me, it all feels forced. Of course, I love my family and friends and like spending time with them, but like when you ask, like, have you felt the Christmas spirit? I'm like, I don't know what that means. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be feeling. Caleb, don't pressure me.
Happiness, Craig. That's really what I'm looking
Feel
at.
it.
But so for most of my life, I haven't, I don't know, the Christmas season has felt kind of odd to me, and I've not been a big enjoyer of it. But honestly, this year, not to be too dark or down, but like, I think I've experienced a lot of loss in this last year, and suddenly Christmas, I've noticed, means a little bit more to me this year. Like this idea of like kind of cherishing the time with family and friends. Because yeah, I've had some personal losses. So I don't know. That maybe like for most of my life, I was immature and hadn't experienced like and realized how precious this time actually was. So that's been weird for me this year.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I've lost 2 cats this year that I cared deeply about.
Yeah.
And it certainly helps with the feeling of togetherness and like appreciating the moment.
Yeah. And so I wondered, like, is like a thing everyone goes through? Is like this transition from like when you're a kid, it's about presents and like what you get, and I don't know, having a bunch of candy, and then there's that middle area where you're young and it doesn't necessarily like it doesn't have the same appeal, but it hasn't fully changed and morphed into something new yet, and then you get turned into an adult, and you're like, oh yeah, this is a limited thing.
I guess I never lost the magic for Christmas.
No?
I've always been excited for it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Even when there's like nothing going on, you know, when I was a poor college student
Yeah.
and wasn't going back to visit my parents that year for whatever reason, it's still Christmas, you know?
Yeah.
Still put up a cheap little tree, string some lights on it, and have fun.
Okay.
The real Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah. On that note, as I've grown older, I have noticed that people don't really work on their artificial trees. I see a lot of people who have their artificial Christmas tree, and like they don't spread out the branches. They don't put any, like they hardly put any ornaments on it to hide that it's a fake Christmas tree. You guys have seen my Christmas tree.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
We put a lot of garland on it, a lot of big ball ornaments. Mostly from watching Charlie Brown Christmas, that's how you make a crappy tree look good.
Just put enough reflective things on it. You just see the room.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the thing. I didn't even think it was a crappy tree. I thought it was a really nice tree.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really big, nice tree. I was like, that's
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad tree, but like it all is in how you decorate the tree that makes it really look great. Because if you took all the decorations off, it's fine. But it's obviously a fake tree.
Yeah.
I think my fake tree is fairly new, so it hasn't gone through any cats or any type of
It hasn't
deterrent.
It hasn't been squished into a closet for a year. Just come out and you're like, wait, why is it all lopsided?
Exactly. That has not happened yet.
Well, hold on a second. So, because I know the Schwings, they are very particular about how they decorate a tree, and that was a point of contention between Carrie and I for a while. So, like, how did your family growing up decorate a tree, and like, do you have strong feelings on that at all?
No, not. I just make sure that something similar is not next to another thing.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. It was always my sister and I decorating the tree, and mom and dad were just, or not dad, mom was basically just like, this one is really nice, so don't drop it, kind of stuff. And now my wife has taken over all the general ornaments, and I get the nice little specific ones that, like, okay, I like this little car one and this train one. And
I
like,
gotcha.
let her do most of the work, and then I just put on my little touches.
Nice.
Do you still have like one of those ornaments you created as a kid? Like
My parents do. I
Yeah.
don't. I don't hold on to that stuff.
I don't even know if my parents still have my ornaments from so long ago. But now I need to ask, what do the Schwins do for...
I have stayed far away from it. I'm usually working or yeah, I'm just not there, man.
Well, so yeah, they own a business where
Uh-huh.
they decorate the main dining room like Christmassy. That used to be one of their traditions, is either on Thanksgiving or the day after Thanksgiving. Everyone helps decorate that space. Doesn't really happen as much anymore, but like part of that was a Christmas tree. And this was the point of contention between Carrie and I apologize, Nick, if you listen to this. I feel like their mentality when it comes to the Christmas tree is throw every possible thing you have to decorate onto that tree.
Mhm.
Like, just layer it on there,
Yeah.
but like not as like cohesive as your guys' tree is. Like, you guys have like a lot of stuff on your tree, but it's all very like thought out and laid out very well, in my opinion.
Sure.
And there, like, I feel like with what they do, it's just like throw everything on here and just it'll be fine in the end.
In my defense, this year, my wife took care of the entire tree by herself.
Yeah.
So if you have complaints about this specific year, that's all on her.
You know what? Funnily enough, I didn't even look at it this year. Like,
Smart.
I have no idea what it looks like.
Yeah.
Did you actually want an input in your tree decoration?
In my own tree decoration, oh, well, I would, of course would love an input, but do I get an input?
Okay.
So when you said they're very specific or particular about it, whatever you said, I was thinking maybe, this year we're going to have a gold Christmas tree and only gold ornaments go on.
So that's the thing. They're particular in that all the decorations have to make it on the tree. but to your point, what you just said, that's my family.
Oh, yeah.
My mom has sets of Christmas decorations. Like, this year we're doing red and gold. Next year we're doing silver and blue. The next year, like, and she spends days putting it together. And like, and that's the thing is, as a kid, I kind of grew up with that, and like now I really appreciate that. I'm like, ooh, that's like a really crisp tree. Like, that just looks really well done.
It's curated.
Yeah, exactly. And so
Yeah.
I'm like, that's what I want. I kind of want a sterile tree. I don't want like a family tree with a bunch of little like ornaments that you made growing up. I want like, no. I want like really nice with like a ribbon that ties everything together and it's all color oriented. That's
So I didn't see it coming in because I just didn't look. What am I going to see when I go upstairs?
well, so that's the thing is, for Carrie and I, when we first moved in together, she wanted to do the swing thing and throw everything on the tree. And I'm like, no. Like, try this. It looks way better. So this year we got silver and blue.
Oh,
Yeah. It's the blue's kind of hard to see, but yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We have theme trees now.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like the idea with the tree that we're thinking about is probably 5 to maybe 8 feet tall. Like, none of us, I mean, I'm sitting at the table with 2 giants, but like the trees are of a certain height. My parents, because of their nice elevated ceilings now, my mom's pushing out like 12, 14-foot trees.
Wow.
That is such a pain to get up that tree is up there till like March.
Anyone want to do some quick math? How does the surface area of a cone increase the taller it gets? Like, what's that rate? Because you go to 14 foot. That's more than twice the tree.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's like probably like 3 times the amount of tree you have to decorate.
Might as well just leave it up at that point. Valentine's Day tree.
Exactly. It's like a Thanksgiving tree, a Christmas tree,
It's just there
college
now.
basketball tree.
Exactly.
I like the idea of like the LEDs now that you can change to like different themes, because then it's super easy. You just string it once and then just change the color of the lights for the different holidays.
I have a feeling people would judge you though. Why is
Yeah.
there a tree still up in your living room? Well, damn it is my 4th of July tree.
Lots of people have plants in their houses.
A lot of people have worse centerpieces in their houses.
Yeah, that's true.
story about something, in hindsight, moderately embarrassing that I did during Christmas that I'll share with the group in an effort to prompt similar stories if you have them. When I was maybe like 9, my family, big family, 7 of us, we would sit in a big circle and open gifts one at a time. And I can't remember what it was that happened, but something pissed me off. Somebody made me mad. I don't know if they skipped my turn or I didn't get what I wanted or whatever. I was having a fit. And so what I did was, our bathroom was just off the main room where we were opening gifts. I scooped up all my gifts and I put them in the tub in the bathroom and I locked myself in there. And I opened all the presents by myself because fuck everybody.
What?
So I had a little Christmas by myself in the bathroom.
Oh, perfect.
How old were you?
I think I was like 9, 10.
That was last year.
Like, damn it, Rob. How'd you know?
I don't think I ever had anything like that.
No?
No,
No Christmas fits?
I cannot remember a time being pissed off on Christmas.
No?
No. And, you know, that's the thing. With my family, holidays were never a problem. You know, everybody has a horror story about a holiday. I never really did.
Really?
My family just always got along.
Huh.
Well, we didn't always get along, but for holidays, we all got along. Or if someone wasn't, they probably just didn't show up.
Huh.
And I didn't notice it because I was a kid.
I think my worst story was probably when I couldn't accept the fact that I was getting older and I'm not getting toys anymore. I'm getting socks. And that was a rude awakening of, I don't get toys anymore. I get clothes. I get jeans. I get socks.
What are you talking about? I got wool socks 2 years ago. I've been wanting wool socks since.
Okay, it's great now when our ages start with 2 and 3, but when I'm still in high school and I'm expecting video games and I get socks,
I genuinely believe that is a marker that you are an adult. Is when you are excited for like basic necessities as gifts.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, socks, a towel, hell yeah.
Yep.
Like, then you're an adult.
Well, I wasn't excited for the socks when I opened it, but when I started wearing them, I was like, these are nice. And then I wore them in the summer.
Oh, wool socks in the summer?
To work, because I'm inside all day. The AC's on, it's cold. They're basically like other little shoes. So like I just wore them to work and I take my shoes off.
Right.
So wool socks all year round for me.
Make a note real quick. Caleb's wool socks.
I'm with Rob. A little bit like our families. I've never really had big dramatic flare-ups or anything like that.
Interesting.
I've never took all my gifts to the bathroom to open them. I guess my biggest one was the one I told earlier, where I just bitched that I had clothes.
What is this shit?
Exactly.
There is a very funny home video of my family where like I'm maybe like 6, and I open up a present and it's an I Spy book. And I very clearly and shrilly shout out, "A book!" And then I throw it to the side. Like, and in hindsight, I'm like, "Ah, Craig, you little asshole!" Like,
Well, also those I Spy books are cool.
Right, and
I love those books.
I eventually loved it, but like in the moment, I'm like, "What is this shit?"
it's all about that first impression.
Maybe it's just nostalgia, but I don't even remember ever being disappointed about books or clothes.
Really?
But we got that stuff every year. Like you always got like a new sweater or a pair of pants or some socks or something. Like there was always a practical gift every single year.
Yeah.
And so there was never a transition of, well, this year I'm not getting toys, I'm getting clothes. It was, I got fewer clothes this year, or I got fewer toys this year because I'm older. And then eventually I get fewer gifts this year because I'm older.
Yeah, my parents cut off the spigot. They're like, done right here at 11th grade.
With toys or gifts?
Toys.
Okay. The vibe I'm getting now is the takeaway for me is I was an ungrateful little shit then, and apparently I still am.
Exactly.
I mean, you like the gifts you got this year.
Yeah,
Well,
that's true.
So
I
he
don't know,
says,
like, was it
They're not actually here yet.
Yeah.
exactly.
was it that you never got books or clothes?
No, I absolutely did.
Okay.
Yeah, no, but I did not appreciate them in the moment.
Yeah, I was just wondering if it was like an expectation thing. Like most of the time, all you got was toys and really exciting, fun stuff.
That wasn't it. No, like there was never like, oh, we always get toys and there's a couple stinkers. It's like, no, there was always a good mix of practical and fun. But yeah, I think I was just too grateful.
You were the youngest.
Yeah. That was in hindsight, like when I was 15, my grandma got me Dune. Like, she bought my brother and I the whole Dune series because she apparently went to Barnes & Noble and said, what's a good sci-fi series for my grandkids?
Mhm.
And, like, in the moment, I was so disappointed. I was like, I don't know what this series is. I don't want these books. They're huge. I don't want to read them. And they turned out to be my favorite series of all time.
Sure.
Like, but in the moment, I was like, really? Really, books?
Now I'm kind of disappointed. My grandma never bought me Dune, and she's read those books. She knows that it's a good series.
Holding out on you.
Yeah.
Would you recommend Dune as a gift for a 15-year-old kid?
That's tough. Because I do think it's a coming of age story. I have thought about this for some of my nieces and nephews. I'm like, would I buy that for them when they're like mid to late teens?
Well, I'm just wondering, like, who is this clerk at Barnes & Noble that misled your grandma? Well, maybe not. But
Well, you know what your grandkids want? An epic sci-fi space opera.
Well, so here's the thing, though. If you go to a bookstore and ask what's a good book for a 15-year-old, if I'm the clerk at the store, I'm going to think, okay, it's a bookish kid who likes reading big, exciting novels, so let's get Dune. Because if you are like, I was really into reading at 15, and if someone would have got me Dune then, I would have loved it.
Yeah.
That would have been amazing.
I'm assuming when I got it, my mentality was probably like the bookstore clerk was like, yeah, I'm going to ruin some kid's Christmas.
This isn't a Christmas story.
That's the first thing that crossed my head. Was like, I don't think I would get like when my nephew turns 15, my first thought wouldn't be Dune, like a collection of Dune books.
Yeah. But yeah, my grandma had no idea what they were.
Exactly.
She didn't know what she was getting us. This is also the same grandma that one year got all of the kids alcoholic chocolates and didn't realize they were alcoholic.
Dear sweet Jesus.
So what you're saying is your grandma accidentally got you all of your favorite gifts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In the end, she had it right.
Grandma knew what she was doing.
Yep.
So thought that counts.
Yeah. So, would you guys be comfortable stating the worst gift you've ever gotten at Christmas?
Oh
man.
I have to think of what it is.
Yeah.
Do you know? Like, do you have one ready to go?
I don't. I was just curious.
Oh, I know what it is. I got it now.
Immediately.
Yeah, no, not immediately. I had to think about it.
Okay.
But there is a running gag in my family because one year we all were going around the room opening our gifts, and sporadically each kid opened up a package, and it was like a handful of plastic straws wrapped in saran wrap. You opened up the paper, and that was what was inside.
What?
It was a hand, like just straws. And like, my mom had done a thing once where like she gave everybody socks, but inside each pair of socks was like $50.
Mm-hmm.
So like each of us were like, well, what's in these straws? What else is in here? Like, so we open up and kind of look through, or we're like, do these straws symbolize something? Do they mean something? Like, are we going on a trip where we're going to do a lot of drinking? Like, so again, it was the first person to open it, and they're like, what the fuck? Another person to open it, we're like, okay, there's a theme here. And then eventually everyone opened them, and finally we're like, Mom, what the fuck is up with these straws? And she's like, I don't know. I bought a giant pack of straws, and I divvied them up between all of you. So we got plastic straws as a gift one year.
Now I got
perfect.
it. Thanks to Craig's story, I have mine now. It was this wonderful family that Craig and I married into. I think it was the first year I was involved in it. The patriarch of the family decided to get everybody a mouse trap.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
That is still at my house waiting to be used, but I'm like, what am I going to do with a mouse trap?
There was no symbol to it. There was no just.
Nope, I just happened to buy like 30.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. If I remember right, he found a deal, and he's like, everyone can use mouse traps. But yeah, so that's a running gag in my family, though, still is like, did you get straws? Did you get straws for
You're not a
Christmas?
member of the family until you get your straws.
Yeah.
I remember getting an Xbox game from a family friend, or not family friend, but like a family member. I did not have an Xbox.
Oh, no.
And it misled me into thinking what I was going to get for Christmas. I ended up getting it for my birthday later that year.
Yeah.
But I was super excited, and I got
Oh
nothing.
man,
So it was the expectation of not getting what I thought I was going to get.
Caleb's worst Christmas gift is a tease.
Exactly.
I got a Dreamcast game for Christmas one year, but I knew it was because it was from an aunt who knew, he likes video games. I'll give him a video game. Didn't know I didn't have a Dreamcast, so I just regifted it to a friend who had one.
Nice.
I'm really glad that I'm not alone in that experience.
Yeah.
That's a shared experience.
I think ever since video games have become common, that's something that kids live with.
Little Timmy likes video games.
Adults
Okay,
just like
Yeah.
here. Cool. So, Robert, thank you for being on here talking about our wonderful Christmas memories.
Happy to be on. Thank you for having me.
Also, thank you for being a consistent listener.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Every Tuesday, nonstop.
Have you watched the movies we mentioned last week or the week before?
No, but in the three-peat, I did see one of those in school. I think it was Galaga.
Gattaca?
Yeah, Gattaca.
Yeah.
Galaga.
Galaga. That's a video game, sir.
I have seen Gattaca, but no, I am not the biggest movie watcher in the world.
No.
And your guys' styles were pretty good. And I'm like, I'll maybe pitch it to the wife. See what she thinks.
If you, listener, want to share any thoughts on your Christmases, or you want to call us weird or point out oddities in our Christmas traditions, you can reach out to us at strikesourfancy@gmail.com or Instagram at strikesourfancy, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, or visit our website, ourfancy.site. Well, Caleb, do you think we found the Christmas spirit, this intangible, unknowable, undescribable feeling?
It's just happiness, Craig. I don't know. I don't know what you're on about.
I mean, it's hard to describe when you never feel it.
But yeah, I have. I
Okay.
don't know about you. I'm sorry if you haven't felt that yet.
It comes back every now and then.
It comes back. Robert feels it every once in a while.
We'll bring it
It's fine.
around.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, thanks for listening. We appreciate it, as always. As we round out the year, we look forward to talking to you again next year. But in the meantime, I've been Craig.
I'm Reindeer Rob.
And Santa Caleb.
And Robert, bring back coal and stockings.